Good evening, everyone. First Source Mentoring Group, ladies, friends, fellow entrepreneurs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am here jumping in doing my how to do a pitch deck, and I am jumping in for our sister, fellow entrepreneur, Kelly, as she is going to go ahead and bring one of our wonderful babies into this world, and we're going to see how this goes. We're sending prayers out to her. Thank you for allowing me to fill in your spot, Kelly. As always, we have your back here at First Source Mentoring Group. Anytime we need each other, we are there for each other. First of all, I'd like to say thank you, ladies, for coming so far together and working together, collaborating. It's all coming together. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't come together, but it all comes together. So I am going to try to make this clear and concise as possible. After this recording, I will be available for questions in our regular meeting room, and I may even be sharing this on my Facebook page, Live Beyond Inspired. So what I like to say about this pitch deck, you probably will see less of me and more of my screen as I go through this, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me clearly. But I would like to say a pitch deck is used for places like 1 Million Cups. This is what they're actually, what they're looking for when you do a pitch deck and when you come to speak about your business. This is where you can go to pitch competitions and pitch for money to further your business, and even just people that you might want to talk to invest in your business to help move you forward. Alrighty, so I am going to share my screen here. Boom. And let me get in presentation mode. And presentation mode. There we go. I swear I don't know how to get rid of myself over here. I probably need to ask Wylanda. So I guess you will have to see me and all the faces that I make. So I had learned how to do my pitch deck in my AEP class, Applied Entrepreneurship. And this is the book that they use, Get Back. And Get Back, if you go and search it on Google or even within Amazon, it'll offer you like 2 chapters for free. And these are the 2 chapters that we did. I haven't purchased the book yet. I just use the building blocks to build my pitch deck. But this is where that information comes from, is Get Back. So I want to give credit where credit is due. Alrighty, so these are the building blocks of the pitch deck. As we go over it, you'll see these 10 different slides. I have a little more because each pitch can be tweaked, but as long as you have these 10, these are included. And then you'll have a cover page and maybe something at the end. But these are the 10 things that people are looking for when you pitch to them, or when you're talking about your business, or you're trying to grow your business and get people to jump on board. This is just my introduction. So the overview slide. So the overview is the first thing. I put it in order. I'm not sure if it has to be in order because I didn't read it, but I put it in order of how we saw on that previous page. So I put my overview first. And so basically our overview is who you are. And this is my overview page telling who I am and what I do. Later on, I may just like go through a brief of my pitch so you know what it sounds like. So that's it, the overview page. And so next, they talk about the opportunity, and they want to know what's happening in the market. What's the opportunity? What is your business doing? And you'll see right in this area, it has what you should demonstrate. And so as you can see, move myself out the way. This is the opportunity page where I was talking about there was a gap in the problems. I'll explain it a little later. Okay, and now you have the problem. So what it is you're just explaining the problem you solve, why your company exists, what you're doing, How big can your company be? What can it go? What you just want to describe the problem and focus on that. In here, I put that Live Beyond Inspired. This is a women's problem that I'm helping them with. And as you go on, you'll get better at tweaking this, and it'll get better and better. But you just have to start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be on point to answer all the questions that judges or people who want to invest in your business to be prepared. And that's what you need, is all those basic touch points. And that's what this is helping you. And so now this is the solution. How are you solving that problem? What are you doing? So you're demonstrating your solution and what you're doing about it. And so this is my solution for Live Beyond Inspired, is telling the different things that I do and how I do it and how I'm solving the problem. Then we have the traction sheet. So basically traction is like social proof. What have you done? What can you show us that you've done to build this up to be successful? And at first this was tough for me because I was looking at it in the wrong way. It doesn't always have to be monetary, because these pitch decks are for startups, for people that's starting businesses and getting started. So I struggle with the traction portion because I was thinking, well, I haven't made any money yet and I haven't done this. And that happens when you're starting up. That's why you have a lean startup. But I had to think about it. And I wanted to include us as much as possible in this. So as you can see, this is Wylanda's business. This is, I spoke about the First Source Bank mentoring program, and how I got asked to speak for Tracy's Here Are Tears, even though it didn't happen because of our pandemic, but that's part of it. And then I put even here from Tracy, what she put up here, how I helped her. Also, Tracy is all in my presentation. Hey, Tracy. When I helped Tracy with her, for the day, being like her mentor, her coach for the Hustle program. And this is when I did my video, and I was showing them how many views I had, how I was creating traction in different places where I've been asked to speak. Hello. So everything is centered around us. Like, we have stuff and we can use each other for this proof, this traction with each other. And this, I focused on how when I had small successes, that I even had questions of how I accomplished something. And I'm not sure if any of you saw it. I had to search it out. For some reason, it didn't show up in my post, but I had to search it out. And when I searched it out, I did answer that about how I was able to get my views up. So, and if you have any more questions about that, how to get more connections and views, let me know. All right, so next slide is the customer or the market. So you could talk about who your customers are or the market, or you could talk about them both, but you definitely want to be able to define this well and know your stuff when you do it. So for me, my customer is the Gen X woman. She's successful. She's not alone, because there are women going through midlife crisis, and that's what I deal with the most. They look like, oh, I don't even know how to fix that. Let's see if I can go back. There we go. They are a public success. They look like this, but on the inside, they're having this. And they also suffer with like a superwoman syndrome. They want to do everything for everybody, and they forget about themselves. So this is my customer, the Gen X woman, and she's having a midlife crisis, and she needs to start over. Competition, you want to talk about the people that are doing the exact same thing you're doing. You want to talk about what they're doing and how you're doing it differently. You need to know that you know your industry and you understand it. So for me, what my professor told me, I'm going to move myself out the way, is so this is my business, and this is someone else that does somewhere near what I did. Lucinda Cross, she's awesome. She does vision boards, and she based her business around vision boards. Of course, the queen, Iyanla Vanzant, she was one of my coaches and mentors. And then Dream University is where I got my training for a coach. And so I was told the best place to do it when you show your competition is put it in graph form and kind of list the things that you do and that other people do too and what they don't do. As you can see, for me, my competition, for me, I'm the type of coach that I'm going to hold your hand. Other coaches are not with that. They want you to jump in, move forward, work. And if you can't work, something's wrong. That's not me. I'm not going to be leave you behind. I'm going to be there with you, but we are going to move forward, as painful as it is. And these are the different offerings, and that's how that goes with your competition. Alrighty, business model. So you want to model how you plan on conducting your business. How is this going to happen? What is it going to look like? And for me, this is what I model for the judges. So I have no idea how I did that, and I don't know how to make it smaller. Hold on. Bear with me here because I'm like hogging up the screen. Okay, now I know how to hide the thumbnail video. So anyway, back to the business model. So my business model is going to happen in a funnel, which I think most business models usually happen in a funnel, but this is technically going to happen in a funnel. So I had the model of how I was going to bring people in to the top of my funnel, which is through social media. And then I had to explain how through social media, how I was going to stay connected to my customers, because you have to realize you don't own anything on social media. Facebook owns Facebook, Instagram owns Instagram, and so on and so on. So that is their real estate. What you want to do is move people over to your piece of real estate to where you could communicate with your customer. Yes, you'll stay connected through those other programs and social media outlets, but you want to bring them to your world and turn them into customers. So that's basically how I showed them that my business model was going to work. My team, you might recognize a face or two on my team. So your team is just basically your team, the people that are helping you, that are a part of your process, that's helping you, that's a part of your business. And boom, this is the Live Beyond Inspired team. So me, I'm the founder and CEO. And then I have a friend, Carla. She's my creative director, but she is extremely anonymous and does not want an electronical footprint at all. Even with her business that she's running, she is so low key. So I put her down as anonymous. And then I have Cindy as one of my mentors. And this also, like I said, this will change, but just having this down as a basic template so you can go in and out and change, this all possible, but it's just good to have the foundation. And then so my revenue model is quite like your revenue. For me, my revenue model mirrored my business model, because the same way I brought people in the funnel is the same way the money is going to come in through the funnel. And so I just told about how I was going to do that. Financials. Now this is not up there. This is something that I added. And maybe if you ordered the book that I spoke about earlier to tell you, but basically you have to show what your projections are going to be in year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I just was kind of winging it here because I didn't know. And I was told that I was being generous, and you have to know your gross revenue, your expenses in year 1. And this is in thousands. You have to make sure you put that up there. This is not in dollars, it's in thousands. And you have to know your EBITDA. Your EBITDA is basically your earnings before interest, taxes, and I forgot what the A stands for. Basically, the money you'll make after it, not before, but after it. After your interest and your taxes and different things. And then you also have to tell your assumptions. So this page is like a estimation, or as my dad likes to say, a guesstimation. It's approximate. It's not written in stone, and people know this. This is just you saying where you would like your business to go and how you see it. Why? Because they want you to be able to define this, especially if you're pitching, asking for money. They want you to be able to define this, understand this, and explain why. I did get called out on why my expenses were so low. Is because I kind of am very resourceful and I know how to start up on certain things. And so this is the beginning of my pitch, and I'll just go over it again. This is just like your cover page, your introduction. This is what the judges will see if you're standing on stage, or now this is our stage. So if you're here pitching in front of them, it's just your cover, and you want to kind of show what it is. And for me, this helps explain. I was in People magazine. I am still currently on this channel in Canada. This is my Live Beyond Inspired logo, which is going to change. I just had to get something together. I am a certified dream coach, and also the show that I was on aired on NBC and Bunham Murray Productions. So this is just kind of more like social proof for different things that I've done. Okay, so I'm just going to do a generic pitch because I just want to give you an idea what it's like. I'm just going to take a few minutes. So Live Beyond Inspired. As you can see, the woman is there. She has everything coming at her. She looks confused. She's trying to stay peaceful. And this is my client. Everything is coming at her at one time. All these demands, all these roles, all these things she has to do. And she's just trying to keep the head about herself. The opportunity that I have in Live Beyond Inspired is because women, I want to close the gap for women. Women, the Gen X women, were taught that they could have it all. They were raised by baby boomer mothers who couldn't do some of the things that we're doing nowadays. Like, think about it. When our moms were our age, it wasn't a big entrepreneurship. It was just like you stay at home, you married. If you weren't married, you went home, you stayed home, different things like that. And she also has gender role confusion. She has all the financial responsibilities of a man, but she still has this home and life expectation. So she got to go home. She has to go out, bring home the bacon too, fry it up in the pan, serve it, cook and clean. And so there's all these things, the expectation of among women, and I teach them how to get help. And so women are now having a midlife crisis. 1 in 4 women, middle-aged women, are on antidepressants. They're unhappy. They're unclear about the direction they want to go. They're just operating as a superwoman, doing for everybody else, showing up so successful. But on the inside, they're silently crying, they're upset, and they're not getting what they want. The problem: women desire to start over and they want to make a change in their life, and they don't know how to live with it or fix it. And the problem is the stress becomes a major factor, and it begins to affect their health, their life. Even if they are in a relationship with a partner, husband or wife, it affects that relationship. You know, they think about how can I? Is it time? I don't know if I could do this. And women really want to pivot and do something different in life, but they have a success in certain areas that they're not really happy with, and they don't know how to move forward. That's where Live Beyond Inspired comes in. The solution is coaching with me, my own unique process, going through the steps and process to move forward. Community. There is something about having a like-minded set of people, especially group of women, along by your side to help you through the process, shoulder to cry on, motivation, love. The process is a methodology that I use to create a foundation that could be used again when a client is taking on a new challenge. So it's something that could be used over and over again to help them move on and keep making changes. Because if you really think about it, even when we start over, we're always starting something. It's like a glory to glory thing. And then also I will have in real life presentations or trainings like this when the world goes back to some type of normal. To have some live presentations to show up for these women and be there for them. My traction is I've been invited to speak at several different places. I am part of a mentor group sponsored by First Source Bank. I've been on several different interviews. This is the main interview right now. a wonderful woman entrepreneur. And these are the different things that I have done to show that I am making traction and headway in my business and live beyond inspired, and that it is happening and coming into fruition. My customer is the Gen X woman. She's successful. She is, she looks like she's a go-getter. She's out there saving the world, doing everything for her family, her home life, her job. But as successful as she is, she's silently suffering. She cries at night. She's upset. She's frustrated. And she doesn't know what to do. And when that happens, she is having a midlife crisis. And right now, she is not alone. My competition, as you can see, there's not many coaches offering what I'm offering. I think what makes my unique selling proposition is what I call the hand holding, is when I go along in the process and I move my clients forward. Even when they don't want to, or they're stuck or they're stopped, I make a commitment to help them move forward at their own pace. Also, too, my self-guided workbook will help people to, in between working with me, they'll work on their workbook / journal. And then also, one of my most unique propositions, a lot of coaches don't want you to feel. They want you to move, move, move. My process is feel, heal, move. Feel, heal, move. And not a lot of coaches are doing that. And so that's what sets me apart from my competition. My business model is a funnel model where I would gather people in a tribe from social media. I would bring them in, get their email captured, bring them over to my world, to my real estate, and stay connected to them with blogs and emails and even still through social media. But I'll have an opportunity to keep them in my world and then turn them not into customers, people that I'm selling products to and helping to change their lives with my different offers, my planner, my workbook, or my coaching packages. My revenue model mirrors my business model, which will be the funnel. And pardon me. A $10 per day ad on social media will really help build your audience and your platform. That is a real investment in doing so. And then I have where my next level will be offering the workbook / journal. And I even offer all day sessions for $2,997. That's where I go in and I work with a client that wants to get intense on moving forward and changing things in their life. And we go in and we hack it out and we work one-on-one with getting it done. And then I'll also do some different one-off sessions, some trainings, and they will be used to create a future subscription platform to have continuity. That way I can have a monthly subscription and people are able to get into these different teachings that I put out. And this is my team, of course, myself, the founder and CEO. My creative director is Carla, and she's very anonymous about who she is and her electronic footprint. So she shows up as anonymous. And Cindy Cohen, my mentor. My financials. So these are what I project in thousands in the first few years. My gross revenue with building up my tribe and giving them offerings. As you can see, the sales and marketing, they ramp up in year 2, 3, 4, 5. So when the marketing goes up, the sales will go up. This is a market type of business. The people are out there. You just have to market to the right people at the right time with the right value. And that is it. I could stop my screen share and I could record. So that was just a rough version of me going through my pitch. Of course, it'll be a lot better. And I have notes. And be prepared after you do your pitch in front of people for the questions. And if you are pitching somewhere, if you're able to get it recorded, have it recorded. And when you get your questions, think of your questions of ways to fill in the gaps of what may have been missed. One of the judges told me that I hit every point. Every point was hit, all 10 points. It was explained to them very well. They just had a few questions, which told me that I would like to change my pitch when I speak, because speaking is a very big part of it. It's not just showing up with that pitch deck, it's the speaking. It's the speaking part that is the hard part. That I want to start getting into it and getting into storytelling mode. Because if you're able to kind of tell a story about it and tell a story about your customer and make it relevant, that helps to make it better. And I feel I had questions about how long have I been doing this? So that tells me that I needed to tell the story of, hey, I've been a dream coach for many years, and it needs to tell me I need to add more to my story. The more that you can add to your story to answer these questions, the better you'll get each time, because you want to inform these judges and intrigue them and have them know that you know your stuff. Because especially if you're asking for money, because if people are going to give you their money, they want to know what you're going to do with it, how you're going to make it happen. So that is it. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it's not too long. I thank you for everything, and I will see you tonight. Way to go, women entrepreneurs, and prayers for Kelly. Bye.